Good morning, everyone. I thought I'd come to you on this morning to say, listen, it won't always be like this. It won't always be like this. Listen, on this morning, I feel like Vashawn Mitchell when he says, it won't always be like this. Listen, it won't always be like this. And I'm not a singer, but it won't always be like this. I keep hearing it over and over. So I just want to come to you and say, listen, it won't always be like this. And I think the Bible says the Lord will perfect that which concerns you. He will perfect that which concerns you. Listen, in this very moment, God is saying, I'm making a way. I'm making a way for you. Don't you see it? I'm making a way for you. Don't you see it? See, oftentimes we can't see it because sometimes we too busy trying to figure out how, when, where, and what. See, we're so used to doing everything ourselves, and God said, no, charge this one to me. I got this one. I'm doing this one. See, because in this very moment, God is saying, some of us, He's taking us to new territories. For some of us, He's giving us new assignments. For some of us, He's giving us new direction. For some of us, we just got to move. So for some of us, we just got to do. But He says it won't always be like this. Listen. And so, yeah, you might be feeling very strange or very unusual in this moment of, God, what is happening? God, what are you doing? And so God is saying, listen, I'm doing something new. Don't you see it? See, in the Bible, it says in Isaiah 43, and from the NIV version, it says, I am the Lord, your God, your Holy One. He says, Israel's creator and king. I'm the Lord who opened a way through the waters. Don't you remember? Basically, He's telling you, don't you remember? I'm the one that did all this. I'm the one that did all this before. He says, I'm the Lord who opened a way through the waters, making a dry path through the sea. You remember I did this? He's letting you know, do you remember I did all this? He says, I called forth the mighty army of Egypt with all its chariots and horses. He says, I drew them beneath the waves and they drowned. Their lives snuffed out like a smoldering candle wick. He's reminding you, wait a minute. Don't you remember I did all this stuff? You forgot that I did all this stuff? Don't you know that if I did it for them before, I'd do it for you? Don't you know if I set it up for them, I'm going to set it up for you? He says, but wait a minute. You ain't even got to remember all that. So he says, forget all of that. But forget all of that, he says. It is nothing compared to what I'm going to do. So forget all of that. It's nothing compared to what he's about to do. For he says, I'm about to do something new. He said, I already begun it. You don't see it. You don't see that I already begun it. For I'm about to do something new. See, I already begun it. Do you see it? I will make a pathway through the wilderness. I will create rivers in the dry wasteland. He says. He says, yep, I'm doing something new. So yeah, it won't always be like this because I'm making a way in the wilderness. And I pray you be blessed, but you know that it won't always be like